Every June, rainbow flags appear on the streets. Some people hold them high, some wear them on their shoulders, some show the world who they really are for the first time. But for many LGBTQ people, Pride Month is not only a celebration, it is also a reminder. We are not strangers. We come from your schools, your offices, your families, and your streets. But the question is, have you really seen us? For a long time, being gay was not something people could talk about freely. It was treated as a crime, a disease, a shame, and sometimes even a failure of the family. Alan Turing is one of the most famous examples.
I'm a homosexual.
All right.
No, men don't. Not women.
He was a British mathematician, a pioneer of modern computer science, and a man who helped break wartime codes during World War II. But in 1952, because of his relationship with another man, he was convicted of gross indecency. To avoid prison, he accepted hormone treatment.
Hormonal therapy.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yes. Chemical castration. To cure me of my homosexual predilections. And of course I checked that.
2 years later, he died from cyanide poisoning. The official inquest called it suicide, although the full circumstances remain debated. Turing's story shows us something painful. The way a society treats minorities can change the course of a person's life. Today, the world seems more open. More people are able to come out to friends, family, and sometimes even to the public. They want to show that gay people are not monsters. They are ordinary people. They are part of society. But being visible does not always mean being safe. Even today, many people are still afraid to come out. Some fear losing their jobs. Some fear losing their friends. Some fear being rejected by their families. And some fear that, once people know, they will never be seen the same way again. Coming out is often seen as an act of courage, but it should never become a test. We should not force every gay person to come out, and we should not force anyone to stay silent forever. Everyone has their own family, their own environment, and their own level of safety. Some people come out because they want to reclaim their lives. Some people stay quiet, at least for now, because they need to protect themselves. Both choices deserve respect.
I work in a small company. When my colleagues go drinking, singing karaoke, or going to parties, I usually try to say no. When the men in the office get together, they often talk about women, dating, and things I do not really care about. It is not that I do not want to fit in. I have tried, but the harder I tried to pretend, the more nervous and uncomfortable I felt. I was born liking men. They like women. Sometimes I feel like we were walking on different roads from the beginning. It is not that I look down on them. It is not that I do not want to be friends with them. But there are many conversations I simply cannot enter.
For many gay people, being treated as different starts long before adulthood. Often, the pain begins before they even understand who they are.
When I was in primary school, I was often bullied. Some classmates said I was like a girl. I was quiet, gentle, and I liked wearing clothes that were brighter or a little different. Some students called me sister. At that age, I thought they were just joking. I did not think too much about it. But when I look back now, it still hurts. Some people even made cruel jokes about my body.
This kind of ridicule does not just disappear as people grow older. Even in college, at work, and in adult life, many gay people are still looked at differently. Society may seem more open now, but in some places, prejudice is still there.
Some people laugh at us when they know we are gay. They say people like us should go to hell. Some say we are disgusting. Some connect being gay with very dirty words. When you hear those things, it is hard not to be hurt.
Later, John came out to his parents. He thought telling the truth would finally make him feel free. But coming out did not fix everything. Some loneliness still stayed with him.
At that time I thought, since I am gay, I should tell my parents. Maybe I would feel more at peace. Maybe they would slowly accept me. But after I came out, life did not suddenly become easier. I was still lonely. And I realized that finding a real partner, someone who shares the same values and interests, was much harder than I expected.
John started using gay dating apps because he wanted to find love. He hoped he could meet someone who understood him, but reality was very different from what he expected.
I once used Grindr, but I felt that many people were not really looking for love. Many conversations moved very quickly to hookups, face photos, or body photos. Of course, everyone has their own choices, but for me, I was looking for a relationship, not just something physical. So sometimes I felt even more disappointed.
Later, John came out to some of his friends. Most of them stayed. A few slowly moved away from him. But John did not blame them.
Everyone has the right to choose their friends and their way of life. Some people left. I do not blame them, but I truly value the people who stayed. Before that, I kept myself locked deep inside the closet. I carried the cold words, the discrimination, and the misunderstanding alone. It was painful, and I did not know who to ask for help. For me, coming out was not just telling people that I am gay, it was also the beginning of understanding myself again. It felt like the start of a second life.
Like John, many gay people live in small towns. There, people are closer to each other, but life can also feel more complicated. Your neighbors know you, your relatives ask questions, even friends of friends may know about your private life. In a place where everyone knows everyone, privacy can easily become gossip. Cities like New York or San Francisco often give LGBTQ people more room to breathe, not because big cities have no prejudice, but because there is more distance between people. You can walk through a crowd without worrying that every step will be seen by someone you know. In a small town, life can feel much more exposed. Who are you? Who are you meeting? Why are you still not married? These questions can follow you everywhere. For many gay people, it is often easier to come out to siblings than to parents. Joe told his brother and sister a few years ago, but even today, he still cannot bring himself to tell his parents.
My parents are quite conservative. They have always expected me to get married and have my own family one day. Every time I go home for a holiday, they ask about my dating life. I do not dare to tell them I am gay, so I just tell them I am talking to a girl.
In the gay community, Joe often sees people struggling with the decision to come out. He comforts them. He gives them advice. But when it comes to his own life, he still cannot say it out loud.
Honestly, I am also in pain. Sometimes I have thought about asking my brother and sister to test my parents' reaction first. Then I could decide whether to come out. I know I often help other people face this question, but when it comes to myself, I am still afraid.
So, do parents really notice nothing? Maybe not. Some parents may realize that their child has never brought a girl home. They may never have heard about a real relationship with a woman. Maybe some girls liked their son. Maybe friends tried to introduce someone, but their child always found a reason to say no. Still, noticing something is different does not mean parents are ready to hear the truth. Many parents love their children, but love does not always mean they can understand immediately. In some cultures, especially in many East Asian families, marriage and having children are not seen as purely personal choices. They are connected to family, relatives, faith, and tradition. So when a child comes out, parents are not only facing their child's identity, they are also facing questions from relatives, gossip from neighbors, and pressure from the community around them. Some parents may even choose to move to a new place where fewer people know them, because there, both they and their child can be watched less, judged less, and talked about less. LGBTQ people are not absent. They have always been here. They are in offices, in schools, at family dinners, in the cities you pass through every day. But many of their voices have been pushed down by family pressure, by workplace risks, by religion and tradition, by years of jokes, misunderstanding, and shame. So we do not always hear them, not because they have no stories, but because many of them learned from a very young age to stay silent.